help from some glow drops and some calming serum, but we'll get into that.
They always work. Yeah.
But thank you for having me. I'm super excited about today, just especially because I know we're going to be getting into all things darker skin tones and just talking about the different needs of skin of color. And we have, the panelists are just so amazing, and it's such a variety of voices. So I'm super excited because I know I'm going to learn a lot, and I'm going to find out a few hacks and some tricks. So I want to welcome all of our panelists today. So we have celebrity hair and makeup artist Christiana C, who you all probably know as Chrissy, if you follow her on Instagram for sure. We also have model and entrepreneur Pritika Swarup. And then we're also joined by professional boxer and activist Ramla Ali. And talk about the glows in the room. Hello, ladies.
You're welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm so excited. Really, this is amazing.
So I first want to kick things off. I want everyone to introduce themselves. And when I say introduce yourself, don't do the modest, I'm going to hold back. I want you to brag on yourself, okay? Because sometimes you say intro, people are like, I do a little makeup. No, you do makeup. So introduce yourselves, please brag on yourself, and tell us a little bit about how you sort of first learned about skincare too.
Oh, do you want me to start?
Oh yes, kick it off, please.
Oh, okay. So I started originally actually doing hair. I went to cosmetology school when I started at like 15. So it was a 3-year program. So by the time I graduated at 18, I was already working in a salon. And I took the journey of college and then kind of came back to it full circle and wanted to kind of pair hair with doing makeup. I felt like if I could sell it together, it would be a package deal. You wouldn't need to hire 2 different people to do 2 different things. So I started doing that. And in that, I've always been into good skincare. I think that's the foundation of everything. So I've always kind of dabbled a little bit, but just like hair, you learn the science of it and what certain products work. It's the same thing with skin and the foundation of it and makeup. Like you have to start at the very bottom so you can have a very beautiful finished canvas. I am Chloe and Hallie's makeup artist. I have also worked with other celebrities. I also do Malika and Khadijah from Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So I've kind of dabbled a lot with hair and makeup as a whole, but yeah, that's basically my story.
You have beautiful hair and beautiful skin.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm definitely using your products.
I'm excited.
And Pritika, what about you?
Yeah, so I think my, my like relationship with skincare started at a very young age because my mother, she's always been into all of these Ayurvedic rituals and remedies, and we'd always combined all of these more like natural sort of practices with like Western technology and like what was coming out here. So it's just from when I was very young, we started doing like all these homemade masks, and we really learned skincare from the inside out. So it's not about like piling on a bunch of products or putting a lot on your face. It's more about using simple, effective, like a couple of things. So, it's definitely evolved over the years, but actually right now I'm also working on a skincare company, and it's something that's, really all about diversity and inclusivity, and something that works with all types of skin tones and everything. And I think that like from working in the modeling industry for the last 7 years and understanding diversity in this industry that's supposed to represent like the entire world's beautiful diversity, that really like struck me as like, it really just struck me as like something that needs to be expanded and grown. And anyway, so these things have all just kind of like added up as like experiences that have gotten me to like where I am now. But I think that after being in the industry for so long and opening up so many doors, that has allowed me to focus on like this like activism towards like being inclusive and diverse and like being a voice to be able to speak about those things. And then also things such as being an ambassador for Operation Smile, and just like really trying to put the message out there to like embrace your own unique beauty and diversity. So that's where, you know, kind of where I'm at right now, but there have been many stops along the way too.
Amazing. Amazing. I actually, I love that. Sorry to jump in here, but I think it's amazing that you really take your time and your potential to really make a difference. And that's why I'm also especially happy to welcome you today. So I think we're a really strong group of people, but there's another one.
Yes, Ramla. Yes, tell us about yourself and your skincare journey.
So I'm a full-time athlete. I box for a living, and as an athlete, I think skincare is something that's like bottom on the list. Hair and skincare, actually, you never take care of either of them. And my skincare journey, I think, started about 2 years ago. I became so intrigued with looking after my skin because I was just breaking out all the time. And the reason why I was breaking out all the time was just because I'm always wearing boxing gloves and I never have access to clean towels. So when I'm sweating a lot, I'll just wipe, you know, the sweat on my t-shirt, not realizing how dirty my t-shirt is. Or, you know, when I'm sparring, my opponent will have dirty gloves, and that dirty gloves touch my face, and it just started to break out a lot. And I wasn't in love with my skin, and I was becoming very self-conscious about going out and how I looked. And so I just started YouTubing how to take care of your skin and how to take care of black skin, because taking care of black skin is so much different to, you know, all other types of skin. So it's, you know, it's going on YouTube, you know, researching videos, and yeah, after a while I just became so obsessed with looking after my skin and making sure, you know, it looks great. So it's only my, you know, skincare journey hasn't been as long as you lovely ladies, but you know, trying to get there with having great skin.
You have great skin.
Yes. Yes, you have incredible skin.
I think it's just the lighting in this room, but thank you for saying
that. Listen, the light, there's but so much the light can do. But no, your skin looks incredible. But you know, you really touched on something super important. You said that you were going on YouTube trying to find out how to take care of your darker skin tone, right? For black skin, because we have these very unique and different needs. I know for me growing up, like, it was always just don't be ashy. Like, that was the main lesson that we were taught, right? You know, don't have dry skin, so make sure you moisturize. Yes, yes.
I only learned about wearing SPF 2 months ago.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I've never worn SPF because I thought I have black skin, so the sun will, you know, I don't need protection from the sun, but I only learned about it 2 months ago. It's shocking.
Yeah, everyone jumped in there. Everyone was very passionate about that. No, it's true.
That's the final deal. Like, that helps to not revert the process of what you're doing, you know?
Right. No, I definitely think that's one of the staples in my skincare routine. I think it's so important to protect yourself from things like you know, external things like sun exposure or pollution. And I think it's literally since I was really young too, because my mom, you know, she would go out in the sun and she wouldn't wear anything. And this was when she was younger, but she would have these little like darker spots. And a lot of people think, oh, because you're a bit darker, you don't need to worry about getting burned. You don't need to worry about being exposed to the sun. And the truth is that it's really harmful when you don't put anything there to protect yourself. So it's not surprising that maybe you haven't known about that before 2 months ago, because a lot of people ask me about it too.
Yeah, we're diving deeper into the skincare routine. People are starting to grasp it. They want to learn more about it, and they're trying to pay attention more, I think.
So melanin-rich skin, as darker skin tone is, has a better sun protection for sure. So the risk of getting skin cancer or wrinkles is way less. But, you know, there's something called post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which many people with melanin-rich skin suffer from, you know, because you have this inflammation. As you just said, you know, the boxing gloves, they hit your face and there was dirt on. So you get like inflamed skin, you break out, and these breakouts present a broken skin barrier. And then the sun comes, and if you don't protect the sunscreen, then the sun really leads to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. And that's why it is also important to protect from the sun with a SPF, which is a broad spectrum UVA, UVB protection. That's totally correct. But also, you know, you just mentioned also pollution, and pollution can also lead to pigmentation issues. Pollution also leads to inflammation, and pollution can also be really risky for the skin. And that's something very modern and very new and innovative to see in a skincare routine, or see it as a necessary part of your skincare routine. So when we say, okay, we need to protect from sun, then we should also include, okay, if we need to protect from sun, we also need to protect from pollution and from the HEV light from the phones, because the HEV light from the phones is actually the same aggressive from the radiation like the sun, you know?
Yes, that's a big one, especially now with us sitting in front of our screens
all
the time.
You never know. It's like,
I'm actually a geek, so I'm sorry to interrupt everyone. I've got these like screen glasses.
Very good.
I love it.
I didn't put it on today because, you know, I don't want to stick out. But yeah,
Do you also have the anti-pollution drops? That's my next question. Because that's how you protect your eyes, and then you need something to protect your skin. So, you know, protecting from sun, important, but protecting from the screens also important. And I think this is something which we all have to learn and learn and learn, because I think people are, you know, not that far. Some get it, but others, it's not like you don't see a burn of your skin like you see from the sun. You know, from the sun,
Yes,
you get a sunburn.
exactly.
From HEV light, you don't see a burn, or you don't see any immediate problem. Yeah, except maybe dryness, but it has long-term effects. You know, also regarding aging, and you know, can even cause pigmentation or cancer. But that's really important to really implement in our thoughts when it comes to skincare routine.
Yeah, Barbara, can I ask you?
Conscious about it, and it's so great to, you know, have a panel and talk about those things that aren't maybe like super noticeable when you're looking at your face, but then like down the line as things build up, you can notice things like blue light exposure and just harmful pollutants in the air, and then you'll be like, how did that happen? And it's better to just like know from the beginning and start early with these things.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's good that you know about it.
Yes. No, I love that you said that, because it's sort of, I wanted to ask you, Barbara, was that sort of a bit of the catalyst for you creating this darker skin tones line? Because, you know, we hear that old adage all the time, like black don't crack. But we do know that we still need really good things to put into and on our skin. So first I want to kind of talk about, you know, that catalyst. I know you spoke a little bit about Angela Bassett and this conversation you had with her, but what was it for you that really tipped the scales? And then when you got pushback, because I know you got pushback because you said, I'm going to do not just one product, but a range of products for darker skin tones. Like, what was the motivation for you to keep moving forward?
So these are a lot of questions. Number one, my background is really in anti-inflammatory. So I'm an anti-inflammatory doctor, and inflammation is what really causes a lot of problems, not just in our skin, but also in our overall health. And, you know, when I met Angela, she was using my products and she was like, oh my God, I never had that great skin. I'm like, really? So she was really excited about the products. And she said, you know, our skin is different. And I was like, oh, okay, I want to learn about it. So I really went deep into research. And what I found is that the melanin, you know, the overexposure of melanin in the skin causes more inflammation in the skin. So, and this inflammation is everywhere. So even if you have a breakout, inflammation is not just where the breakout is, it's all over the place. So if you're now a teenager and you don't learn from your mother, don't touch your pimples, or, you know, you pop them, your face or your skin becomes inflamed everywhere. And then what's happening is called post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Yeah. And the two most seen problems when you know, you go to a dermatologist is, number one, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation and breakouts. So, and that's because of the inflammation in the skin. So I created this line to really address this extra anti-inflammatory need. It's antibacterial, and it's good for evening out the skin tone. And that's like, and besides, the formulations are special for the more oiliness, and there are a bunch of differences also in the thickness, and yeah, you don't crack, but that's because you have like a thicker skin, and it's like my skin is super thin, I get wrinkles, it's like I get like little lines everywhere. So there are like differences in skin, pretty much. And I think that's when someone asked me for advice, like Angela did, I was like, okay, I want to find something which is really targeting exactly the needs of melanin rich skin. And we had like great success with individuals. And then I thought, okay, we put it in the market. I thought this line would go through the moon. So I did quite a production. I tried to get it to my retailers. My retailers wouldn't take the line. And I was like, why wouldn't you take this line? Yeah, don't know if this is a market, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's a huge market. I know the numbers, it's huge market.
Yeah.
And it works for hair, it's like, this is a targeted luxury skincare line for darker skin tones. Yeah. And, this is going to Asian skin, Mediterranean skin, Indian skin, Middle Eastern skin. So everyone who has a little more melanin activity. I even use a darker skin tone line. So it's not just for one, it's not like, you only can use this one and I only can use this product. So it's really for everyone with hyperpigmentation issues. And my friend just now, and I don't know if you saw it on our Instagram, she's Italian, and she had like really bad melasma, and she went on a combination of the darker skin tone line and the brightening line. And it took 3 weeks to almost completely getting rid of her melasma. And it's all healing ingredients, all natural. It's nothing which strips your skin. It's nothing which makes your skin vulnerable. It still hydrates and is anti-aging and is taking care of your skin. And that's important because lots of doctors, they just prescribe you some crazy medication for all of this, which makes your problem worse and really disrupts your skin barrier. And this pushback for this line really offended me. And I had a big article in Washington Post, New York Times, and I really said also, these retailers, and at the time was also Barney, they just rejected the line. And, I really said to them, if you don't take the darker skin tone line, I will pull all my products,
Yeah.
So we did it. And now obviously it's getting more acceptance and more because nobody else has such a line. We're pretty much the only ones. Yeah,
it's amazing. And I think right now it's now more than ever, people are starting to see the importance of that, and where a lot of other brands are racing to sort of catch up. You can kind of say we were already thinking about this because we were just thinking about people in general and what the needs of the people were.
I'm a doctor who's giving advice to people I meet around the globe, and if it's an Angela Bassett or if it's Mrs. Smith or Mrs. Meyer or whoever it is, I want to give advice, and I want to give to my best knowledge made products I overlook,
Yeah, I love that. Chris, I want to ask you, because you see so many different faces as well, in your work, how important is skincare for a makeup routine?
Oh, it's the most important. Like, because I want the skin to look radiant and I want it to be even. Like, so you also want the makeup to adhere to the skin. So when your skin's more supple, more hydrated, when it's calm, when it's brightened, when it's toned, makeup just, you less is more. You don't have to put that much on. So it's like essential. I have so much skincare in my makeup kit because if you start from there, you could almost manipulate foundations. Like if your skin's super hydrated and you want a dewy look, you could use more of a mattifying, foundation, and it would apply really nicely and it looks super bright. So I think skincare overall is the most important. Under eye cream, everything. Like, you have to prep the skin. Oily, if you need it to be a little bit mattified in your T-zone, if you start there, then you don't have to do so much work later on, or I mean, sometimes you can't correct it. So I think it's very, very important. Very important.
Are there different things that you feel like you need to do to prep darker skin tones when you're working with them versus lighter skin tones and fairer skin tones? Because I think that's something that we think about when we go into a chair. I know for me, and Pritika, you might be able to also co-sign to this. You're always kind of like, are they gonna know what to do, especially like where I have this hyperpigmentation and different colors
It's
and
all
things.
about balancing. What I've learned, I think in the beginning, I wanted to put so much in my kit of like super potent products that the client probably needs to use not under makeup. So I definitely carry, Dr. Barbara Sturm product in my kit because, again, it's more calming. It's not gonna like, create redness or the skin to like look inflamed. Like, everything's super calming. It glides on the face moisturizer, which I love. It's just a middle ground moisturizer. If your skin's a little bit oily, less is more. I just love her moisturizer. I use it all the time. I swear by it. The hyaluronic acid serum I use, it just plumps the skin. It makes the skin super hydrated. So I think when you use those, especially those things, I probably run out of, and I'm constantly asking for, because again, it plumps the skin. It adds that added hydration that you need back into the skin. So then when you put makeup on top of it, it's just super plump and supple, and you don't have to do that much work. You don't have to go in with so many face mists to make the skin apply or look dewy. So, those two things probably are like my favorite, but overall, I think it's important to use something that, would treat the skin calmly and not like let them have a breakout in combination with the skincare and makeup. You want something that's going to soothe the skin, calm the skin, and then put, that makeup on top of it so it's not causing any irritations. Because a lot of times there's products that I use, because I do struggle with hyperpigmentation, that you need a couple of days with no makeup on top of it. And that's why I really like her line, because overall you could use anything and it's not gonna heighten the skin to like, be super, super, like, I don't know, red and just, that kind of look. So I think it's important to
Anti-inflammatory.
Calm the skin.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's actually really right the way you put it. And, with hyperpigmentation, I also can write you down a doctor's note how to use the products. But what you said, I personally, now I'm here in London for like 2 days, and I only brought my, hyaluronic serum and my face cream. If you have those two things, you're already like super good,
It's I
like,
run out of it. I mean, through the winter, it's that middle, it's gonna give you the moisture, and it's not gonna like make your skin too oily. Like, it's very much a moisturizer that when you apply it, you could put makeup on top of it. I don't know if glycerin's in there or something, but makeup attaches really nicely foundation to that moisturizer. And sometimes certain moisturizers are more drying or too oily. You put the foundation on, it's like, oh my God, now their makeup's super oily. I don't know what to do. So the moisturizer overall is just, great to carry in your kit, where you can,
because it goes right into the skin, it's really the combination of hydration and the right amount of the right oils in it, don't use face oils and all this stuff, because it just like clogs your pores and sits on top. It needs to get one with the skin, and then it's a better, it's easier for you.
Super easy. I swear by those two things. That's all I need. I sometimes even just apply it under the eyes, and that's even, if I'm out of the eye cream. So yeah, I swear.
Uh-oh. They'll sound like a few hacks. We got some hacks already going. Pritika, I want to ask about your experience, because you are on the other side of that. You're in the chair and you're constantly having makeup put on your face. So do you have certain things that you have to do to prep for that?
Well, I think that, you know, obviously with any sort of makeup look that you're going for, your base is the most important thing. And that foundation is like your skincare. You know, if your skin is supple, if you've hydrated, if there's some dry patches and you need to like, you know, you have extra hydration. So yeah, I think, you know, every makeup artist approaches my face differently, and everyone has like they may do skincare and then go into makeup. But I try, you know, I definitely try to do my best and like take care of everything before I'm in that chair and before we're understanding what look needs to go on. You know, I will say that hydration is like the number one thing, and then I'll do an under eye cream, and you know, it really depends if I'm going to use like another serum or something. But yeah, it just, you have to like at least keep your skin prepped for the additional products, because if you're doing a makeup look, you may not need as much makeup if your skin is already, you know, if it's already like hydrated and it's already just feeling fresh and supple, and if you're going for like a dewy look or more of a more matte look. So yeah, I think that's so important. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, I'll just cover it up. You know, I'll just cover up the blemish or all this. And I don't think makeup should be about covering up your imperfections or covering up like, you know, these little things that make it unique, make your skin unique. It's really about like kind of letting that out. So yeah, I think I've had so many experiences in the makeup chair. I've had like, you know, working with major cosmetic companies, like, you know, have painting my skin like, you know, 6 shades darker, not having the right, like, not the right tone, or not understanding, like, for example, in a lot of like Indian like skin types, so we have like some brown on the sides of our lips, and it's it kind of like goes out, so it's like pink and then brown. So it's just kind of understanding those little interesting like facets of your face. So I have some makeup artists that really get it, and they're so like such experts with everything, and I learn so much like every time someone's like, you know, working on my face. But yeah, it's really interesting, because I think that people are now starting to be like, okay, we need to have all of the right products for all of the right skin tones. And you know, there was a certain like, I guess maybe 10 shades that were most common, and that's with skincare too, because you need different types of skincare too. But now I think things are really branching out. So yeah, it's exciting to see, and I really think people are now like going in that direction, and you know, you guys are definitely making it that way too. So it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm just curious, and this is for all of you, lovely ladies. What is it that you're seeing, even for you, Ramla, like in fitness, and you know, for makeup and fashion and beauty? Are we starting to see a shift in the focus from the covering up to the more natural look? And then also, is it because there is more of a focus on having a more diverse range? Chris, why don't you jump in for me?
Okay. I was like, I didn't know, because you addressed it to her.
Yeah. Oh, this is for all of you. I want to hear all of your perspectives.
I love seeing imperfections. I think when it cover up, because a lot of times people don't realize like your skin tone is specific to your exact shade. Like foundations, you could apply all the foundations, but if you can apply, like I said, less is more, to match like your neck, and you know, to let your natural colors of your cheeks show, to show your freckles, to kind of let like the darker perimeters of your mouth show, to show, you know, you don't have to cover up all these parts of you. Like there's not a standard anymore. Like showing those things are beautiful. You don't have to super cake on your concealer, or you know, do all these different layers of makeup and contour this and do that. Sometimes your skin naturally contours itself. There's a brightening lotion in your line. I swear I put that on, mix it with the foundation, and that's enough, and it targets the highlights of the face, and I love it. I don't need to go in with extra highlighters and all of that. Mix it with the foundation, or put it underneath before the foundation, and it's a natural glow to the face, instead of pounding your face down with so much makeup to look like something you already have. It's pointless. And I think people want to see that. I think we're moving into more of a direction of seeing more dewy, more natural, more freckles. I love to see freckles. People are painting on faux freckles. So showing these parts of you is beautiful, and I don't think you necessarily have to cover it up. I think I try to do a lot of that with Chloe and Hallie too. It's like, you're young, like you have this beautiful skin. Why pound it down with so much makeup? So I think it's very important to let the skin kind of show what it already have. If you naturally blush, you don't have to go in and pound on so much makeup. You know, your skincare can kind of do that and enhance it naturally. So
yeah. Ramla, I know you said that you know the least about skincare, which I don't believe, because everybody's had their experiences.
I truly feel
so
like
we learn
a
from
novice
that.
in the group. I truly feel like a novice in the group.
your
I'm
skin
learning
looks beautiful.
Thank you very much. Can I just say, please, Christiana, sorry, I was going to say Christiana.
Yeah.
Christiana, your hair is amazing. I can't stop staring.
Thank you. I also do hair too, so
Everyone's
I've been lucky
talking.
over
Everyone will
quarantine.
just be talking, and I'm just staring at her hair like this.
Oh.
And Shalwah will be talking, and I'm not looking at Shalwah, and I'll just be staring at your hair. Sorry.
That's some great hair.
Thank you.
This is why I love like a ladies' hour, because we can just
Right,
talk
because we
all things
pay
beauty.
respects. We pay
Yes,
respect.
yes.
You were asking a question. I just interrupted you.
That's okay. No, that's all right. Because the same way you're saying you're staring at our hair, we're staring at your skin. And novice or not, you have an experience. So what is it that you're seeing, especially coming from the fitness world? And like, what is that sort of standard of beauty? And are you allowed to just be you? What is that experience?
So that I think there's a difference between the fitness world and the boxing world, because when you're in a boxing gym, you're definitely allowed to be yourself. Like, there's no judgment. Like, a complete beginner will walk in and nobody will stare at them. Like, everybody will rush to them and try and help them. And it's the same with how they come in and how they're dressed and how they look. But then you sort of go into sort of the fitness side, like the more, I want to call them bougie gyms. And you have these women who feel like they need to look a certain way. So, you know, they'll have matching bras to leggings and full face makeup and hair done. And then you sort of think to yourself, like, how are you going to work out like that? How are you going to put in the effort? Like, what Christiana was saying earlier is just the best. Like, people need to sort of strip it back and just not be worried about, you know, how they look. Just, you're going to the gym for a purpose. You're going to the gym to work out, to feel good, to have fun. So go and do just that. Do that without the need to think about what others think of you, because you're not going there for others. You're going there for yourself and how it makes you feel. So I think there's two completely different worlds. But yeah, I feel like that world, the fitness world, needs to be a bit more like the boxing world. There's no judgment at all. So, yeah.
Well, I admit I'm one of the ladies with the matching leggings and stuff, because my hair and my face are always just like a wreck. So I feel like I at least have to try to pull it together with an outfit.
But that's complete, like, that's fine. Like, if you want to wear like matching bra with a matching leggings, but you don't need to have a full face makeup, and your hair doesn't need to, because I feel like people that come in with full face makeup don't want to ruin the makeup and therefore won't work as hard in the gym. I just feel that way. But if you're not going with makeup, you're going to give everything. And that's, I feel like that's why people should go to the gym, to just give everything for that. You know, you don't have that many hours in the day, and you know, a lot of people have a 9-to-5 job, or maybe like a late job. So you've got like an hour to do what you want to do in the gym. Just give it everything.
How do you sort of try to find the right products and things for you? Because you were talking earlier about, you know, someone's dirty boxing glove is touching your face and you're breaking out and you get the bumps here. Like, how do you try to suss out what's right for you? Is it like a network of people? Do people give advice?
Oh, all the time. I have to admit, I proper tuned in today to just get loads of little advice from everybody that knows everything. I love that Christine was saying the little serum under the eyes. Like, right, that's noted. I'm going to do that later. So I don't I don't know a lot about, you know, skincare, but I listen a lot and I take advice a lot. And, you know, I love to listen to experts like Dr. Barbara Sturm. And, you know, she's saying this is great for black skin. So I'm the first to be like, right, if she said that, I'm going to do that. And I must admit, I have been using the products for the last 8 months, and I've seen such a massive difference in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've seen a huge difference. Like, I used to have so many breakouts, and it's just helping so much with everything. It's helping a lot with, so I have so much like dark, like I call them panda eyes, sorry. Like panda eyes, that it's helping a lot with. And then I have like a bit of hyperpigmentation across the bridge of my nose that I've seen a massive improvement over the last 8 months. Like it's the darkness is very much like decreasing in color. But yeah, like you were saying, I love to take advice from other people that know, because I'm the first to admit that I don't know that much. So when an expert says something, I will definitely give it a try. I'll never dismiss it. And if it doesn't work for me, then it doesn't work for me, but at least I've given it a try.
I'm so glad you've been on it for 8 months and you love it, and it shows the differences for you. And I think that's, you know, it's exactly what you said. You know, it should even out the skin tone. It's antibacterial. It works against the acne, Propionibacterium acnes, which is responsible for breakouts and acne. And so it's extra anti-inflammatory. So, and it's simple. You don't have to have many products. It's quite simple. You know, it's just like, you know, you have your 2 cleansers, the cleanser for every day, the enzyme cleanser for twice a week, and then you use your hyaluronic serum and your face cream, and that could be it, you know. And if you just, you know, take care of your skin in the morning and in the evening, you're good, and you know, you address all those problems, you know.
Yeah, that was one of the big questions that we got from a lot of folks, was just about like, what is the routine? Like, what are the steps?
Yeah, I think that's important to know. And by the way, for everyone with breakouts, I created the spot treatment, and the spot treatment not only comes in a clear version, but it also comes in 8 different shades. So it's for every, I mean, we're not doing 40 shades, but you find a shade and you can even mix 2 together, but it's for every skin color there is. You can use the spot treatments, and it covers it. It covers it, but at the same time heals the spots. So I always have my spot treatment with me, just in case, especially now when we're wearing the face mask. You know, it gives irritation on the skin, and then you have like a bump here or there, and then you just put it on, you cover it in the same time. It heals it. But as a proper skin care routine, I would always suggest to have a cleanser, which has a good pH, close to the skin's pH, because our skin is lightly acidic. So that's why our foam cleanser, and I have here actually a mini version of the darker skin tone foam cleanser, super hydrating, and just a really good cleanser to take off dirt and impurities, and help to take off makeup as well. And then then you have the enzyme cleanser. That's a cleanser you use twice a week, and this enzyme cleanser basically takes off dead skin cells. It's your exfoliator, so you only do it twice a week. You mix the powder with water, and it becomes like this cleansing foam. It's really, really nice. It also brightens your skin. It's just like a super gentle. So even with compromised skin, it's a really good exfoliator. And then basically you have hyaluronic serum and a face cream. Yeah, and if you have that as your skincare routine, that's great. What I would say, what you guys could add is the toner, the balancing toner, after you wash your skin, just because it still can take off little excess oil, which sometimes is appreciated. So, and especially when you tend to little breakouts, or if you do boxing and you're in the gym, it's a little dirty. You just want to have like something which gives you this extra pure feeling. So the toner, you should add in maybe the sun drops then for during the day, the SPF50, for sun protection. I always use in the morning the anti-pollution drops. So you can add, you know, a serum here and there, whatever you like, or the brightening serum, or you mix your brightening serum with the foundation, or the glow drops with the foundation. And if you want to target anti-aging, you can, you know, still go for the night serum at night. I mean, it's like all the products are anti-aging, all the products are anti-inflammatory, all the products are rich on nutrients, etc., for your cells. But you have some products which are more targeted towards this situation, others towards this. So you can extra target hyperpigmentation, extra target clarifying, extra target darker skin tones. Like you can choose a little bit what else you need for your skin. And you know, I have a lot of serums, and serums are the power tools of our skincare routine. And you can pick, and if you say you want anti-pollution protection, perfect. If you want the night serum for night repair, okay, add this into my routine. You can really do a serum, do the hyaluronic serum, then you do the night serum, then you do your brightening serum. You always start with the clear serums first, and you wait until it's dissolved in your skin. So it takes like 20 seconds, and then the next serum, wait 20 seconds, the next serum, wait 20 seconds, the face cream, and the eye cream. So you can really put your routine together as you want, but you can keep it super simple.
And can I just say that your the sun drops, applying it, that's one of, I think, the biggest concerns with sunscreen is that white film, that it leaves that residue, and you're like, okay, I need to put this much on, but how do I shear it out? It's see-through, like you literally put it on and you cannot see it. You just
like a skincare product.
Yeah, I love it. And it's like compact. A little bit goes a long way, and it's, you know, you can't see at all that you're wearing any sunscreen. So that's something else that I also have on now. I'll put it on under makeup. I have to do it. So
great.
Yeah, let's make sure we get Ramla the sun drops so that she can make
I would send you guys, I would send you all some stuff.
I have the sun drops. I put them on every morning, I promise.
Too.
For the last 2 months, I promise, for the last 2 months.
Well, some of the viewers also want to know, I know, and I selfishly want to know this as well. Natasha asked, so how can I correct the dark skin pigmentation under my eyes? That's a huge one, since that skin is so sensitive.
That's probably for me, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. I'm leaving that. I'm not touching that question. I don't know.
So first of all, it's really, you know, great to use the combination of darker skin tone line and the brightening line. And you know, we just also heard the brightening serum itself is a really great serum to also help with brightening, like a right away effect with brightening. So if you put it on your dark circles under the eyes, and especially when you do makeup and you want to help with the dark circles, try the brightening serum itself for the dark circles. And often maybe you can get it better with you know, over the long term, but that's often something genetic, you know, and sometimes it's also the holiness under the eye, which gives an extra shadow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's not really a hyperpigmentation. It's more like, you know, that's just what it is. That's, you know, how we got born, or, you know, that's just like a little bit also genetics. And, you know, sometimes it also helps if you have a little holiness to just add a little filler, but that needs to be done super, super carefully. You know, it's like, you can mess up a lot on this area for sure. So, but try the brightening serum underneath. It's really actually amazing.
Is there caffeine in your eye cream?
No.
Okay. The
caffeine.
It depuffs. So I just wanted
Yeah, you know how with the yeast, it has yeast in it.
Oh.
Yeah. It really depuffs. It's very cooling. It has ingredients to also help with dark circles. And I probably should talk more about my eye cream, because this eye cream is amazing, and I really don't talk much about it because I'm always like fast. But this eye cream really helps also with dark circles and fine lines around the eyes. It's an amazing eye cream. I mean, if you guys haven't tried it, we got to send it to you. It's really
Yeah, it wakes
amazing.
the under eyes up. It like puts, so then when you go to put concealer on, it's seamless.
Yeah.
You don't take it up.
You know, for you, the eye cream, it dissolves right into the skin. So you put it on and the skin drinks it, and you get like this refreshed, waking up look. I feel like you feel like so much fitter by using it. For some reason, it just wakes you up, and you can see the effect right away.
Eye cream is very important. There's a lot of components that are very important, but eye cream for sure is one of them. So.
I want to ask all of you ladies if you have any hacks. So for like Ramla, Pritika, you guys working with professionals, have you learned any tricks or any skincare hacks over the years? And Chris, of course, for yourself as a professional who does makeup and does skin. So Pritika, I want to start with you. If you have any hacks or tricks to offer us.
Oh my gosh, I think I've learned so much over just years, you know, from people that I've worked with, and also just in my own like skincare exploration. I would say, let me think about it. I think, is it more so for makeup? Obviously, so many different techniques and products that you can use, like on your cheeks or on your, you know, eyes and then on your lips. So it's cool to be able to use certain products for many different things. Like a 4-in-1 use is really interesting to me. I think that for skincare, it's just really like less is more. And I feel like everyone's always saying that, but like even with the routine that you all were just talking about, like just having like a couple, you know, staple steps and working with that. And then also kind of understanding your own skin. Because if you understand your own skin, like, you know, doctor was just talking about under eyes, and, you know, if you have a little bit of a sunken in under eye, then you need to know that you need to go in a different direction. So I would say, like, instead of following someone else's exact routine and the exact products they use, like first, like understand your skin, and then know that you can use like a couple really like effective and just products that are more like tailored to you. So like for this skincare line, like, you know, I think that it's amazing that, you know, we've been able to highlight this whole group of people that need, you know, that need these types of, I guess, hacks. And I don't even know if you can call the products hacks, but in a sense they could be. Like, so that's, I would say it's pretty, that's pretty general, but it's true. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
One of the
And
hacks
Chris.
I learned, a makeup
yeah.
told me about SPF 2 months ago. Just like you.
Yes.
That's the
SPF
hack.
is definitely, I guess, a hack. I mean, it's just something you have to do. Shouldn't leave the house without it.
Or no,
Yeah, hacks, there's so many. I'm like, where do you, I mean, from sugar scrubs to like things that are in your home that if when COVID happened and it's last minute and you can't like do a mask, there's so many things, avocado, so many natural products that you could use to do an at-home mask and things like that. Overall, I mean, I would say a lot of times, especially for our community, I think as a whole, it's about like more, not necessarily a hack, but the whole connotation with using oils versus just depositing more moisture into the skin goes a long way. Like, you know, washing the face just wakes it up. Adding more moisture is like, I don't think it's a hack. I think it's a trick. I think that we tend to think, oh, well, cover it up with oil. But oil is like, we have to understand that our skin's a sponge, and that as a sponge, it needs to be wet. And when it's wet, it can clean up everything. You know,
you speak my language, girl.
You cannot do anything with the dry sponge. And when your skin has moisture in it, not oil, forget about what it looks like or appears to be shiny but when you're depositing moisture into the skin, you could do anything. So forget using all those heavy creams when you
thank you
moisture into the skin, then you add a layer of moisturizer. And then if you need a little bit more hydration or a little bit more, you can add a tad bit of oil or something, but that will have your skin last. You'll wake up with your skin more plump. It'll it'll look more awake than covering it with so many oils. I think that is something that as a community, this like slap oil on your arm, baby oil, like you grow up thinking that, and it's like you're still running around feeling like your skin's super dry. So overall, moisturize first. No matter your whole body, make sure you moisturize, then do your layer of oil. But serum, or serum, moisturizer, oil, that's how it should always go. Like, you have to do those things, and then it'll help your makeup last. I think it's not a hack. I think if you understand that your skin is a sponge and it absorbs whatever you put into it, then you'll pay attention to creating those barriers even before you put makeup on top of it. You protect it, and then you go and put these other components on top of it, and it will help you. It will prevent you from breaking out. So
you got it, girl. You're very, very good. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with your explanation too.
Oh,
you should watch the video I did yesterday or 2 days ago on my Instagram. You should watch it. You will love.
Yeah, because I always tell people, they're like, what? Like, I'm like, your skin's a sponge. Like, you gotta waken it up first to put all these other things on it. No matter what, you gotta wake up your skin. Then you can put all these other products on top of it. So I think most importantly, adding that hydration to your skin. Is
very good. Very good. I'm very impressed that you know that so well. Perfect.
Yeah, I know for me, one of the things, I talk to a lot of celebrities, and it's so funny that one of the biggest things for them, they always say is like, never fall asleep with your makeup on.
So true.
And yeah, it's so simple.
I've heard it ages you okay, they probably say this to scare you, but they're like, it'll age you 10 years if you sleep one night with makeup.
Yeah.
And I think that's a scare tactic, but damn, it works. Like, I've never sleep with makeup on.
No, it does work.
Never, ever, ever. Yeah, and it's funny because I also realized too that like having a really good like set routine. So I started making sure I was washing my face in the morning and again in the evening, and then using the right products for the morning and the right products for the evening versus just kind of like throwing it all in like a hodgepodge was so important too. And I started to see such a big difference in my skin when I started to do that. I stopped breaking out. And for me, as I'm getting older, like I'm nearing my 40s, and like if I get one pimple, it automatically comes in dark. So it's the preventing the pimples because my cell turnover is already so low. So if I can just not get a breakout, then I don't have to deal with the scarring and the hyperpigmentation.
And you need the spot treatment. You guys need the spot treatment. This will save you from everything. So good.
Yeah, I think scarring is something too when you get a pimple, and then there'll be like a little darker, there'll just be like a little darker area that doesn't go away unless you treat it. So using certain products to help that, I think, really does make a difference, because you'll notice like, okay, I had that pimple months ago and it's still there. Just that dark sort of like area. So yeah, I think with our types of skin tones too, skin tones interesting. Whereas, I don't know, maybe with lighter skin tones, it doesn't always leave such a, area there.
My daughter Charlie gets red spots, and she's so annoyed with it, it just like leaves like a red dot there, and so it's also a form of hyperpigmentation.
Yeah. Before we start to wrap up, I did want to ask all of you ladies, like, do you feel like we're starting to see a big difference in the offerings? Because we're talking about this line, and it's been around, and it's been great, but I think people are just starting to really jump in and see like the efficacy of these products. And like, how do we feel if we had to measure it on a scale of like 1 to 5, like how far along are we coming from the days of not being able to have that variety of products? Because this is obviously, this is huge, and this helps, and we see the difference.
I personally think the day's over. I think people have sat down long enough and paid attention to really what they're like. We're on the go so much that we don't really know, we're not paying attention to the things we're using. We're using it just because it's in routine. And I think people are paying attention, the consumer is paying more attention to the products that they're using, and people are diving into it and they realize that there is an offering. And I think what Dr. Barbara Sturm offers is the science behind it. And I think that's very important no matter what you're creating, because you have to put that science behind it and it has to work. I think in conjunction with makeup, I love her line because again, it's a soothing line. It will repair the skin over time and it's not super aggressive. I think that's one of the most important things that I love.
It's not aggressive at all. Yeah.
It's not aggressive, and you could put it on and put makeup on top of it.
Yeah.
There's times I use alpha hydroxy pads and all these things, and your skin
Don't
super
use
red.
that.
Do this,
Don't.
you can't use that.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Tell them.
so you know,
These
and that's
times should be
something,
over.
you know, maybe that I
Actually,
can talk
those
to you
things
about,
should
but
those things should leave the market, honestly, because that's just really destructive to the skin, you know.
it's super aggressive, right? See,
Yeah,
so some
so bad.
as a whole, but I think that there's so many lines and people are really trying to catch up with you and develop these offerings for women of color, because it's there. Just like shampoo, you go to the store, there's so many different shampoos, but in the beginning there was only one or two, and that's where we're at. I think now it's, you know, shampoo and other products had their time. Now it's, you know, makeup, skincare. I think we are offering, I think there's a lane for that, and you know, you're starting to see more of that being offered for women of color.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that too. I think that like on a scale of 1 to 5, we're like at a 2. I think that, you know, this line is leading us into that next phase, and it's so important. And I think it's so interesting to hear, like, you know, your experience with like retailers and how there isn't a market for this kind of line when there's a massive market. I mean, I think that when you look at the numbers, it's incredible. And to see how sometimes people downplay that need. But I think that with these cultural shifts going on too, that everyone's now like, okay, we need to refocus and also kind of change our view of like what we're putting forward as far as beauty. And so that's really exciting. And we're basically at a 2 right now, I would say.
But you see, women like you have to really think and develop a line which is honest, you know, which is coming from your heart and from your passion. You just do products you believe in and do your research, and you have your experience, and you're a woman who cares, you know, instead of, you know, I really don't need to see products from all these giants, you know, who just want to make money and do like a proper marketing. I don't need to see products from them. You know, I think we want to have products which have efficacy and, you know, have like someone who actually really cares and, you know, make a change in this market. I think those corporate, big, giant companies, you know, I think there's a different attitude about skin. So I really admire you thinking of, you know, coming out with products for, you know, for diversity and, you know, giving something to everyone, you know.
Thank you so much. I mean, I think going into developing this company, that was something that was like at top of mind, like, and learning about where there's room for that, and also the fact that this is how it needs to be. Like, it needs to be about inclusion and diversity, and also promoting this ideal of beauty that's like embracing your own identity, your own beauty, and not highlighting certain types of beauty more than others. Because the truth is that your beauty is defined by like who you are, and it's really incredible to see, you know, people like you who have already started going down this. And you know, me, I'm definitely down that road. I'm deep down that road.
Yeah. So if you have questions or if I can help you in any way, I'm super happy to look over what you're doing. So just let me know.
Thank you. Oh, sure.
Of course.
I'll definitely be sending you some of the products. And I mean, it's so nice and exciting to bounce ideas off one another too, because, you know, that's how things progress. And
Exactly.
I agree.
you know, definitely have a lot to learn from you. So that would be amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys, for being here today. You know, it really makes my heart jump to hear you all speaking and how much knowledge you have, and you know what great personalities you guys are, and it's really great hope for the world, you know. And I hope we all stay in touch, and you know, I'm always there if anyone needs anything from me. And thank you for also bringing the word out about this line, because you know, it needs not just me to talk about it, because there's so much you know, needs to be brought out to everyone with skin, you know.
Exactly.
Agreed. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
I was going back to school. I learned so much today. Thanks. Thanks to you guys. No, honestly, I'm not just saying that to say that. Like, honestly, as the person with the least amount of knowledge, I feel like I've learned so much, and there will be so many things that I will introduce, if that's the right word, into to help take care of my skin better. So I just want to say thank you to all you lovely.
Absolutely. Thank you all, ladies. This was amazing. And this is what happens when you have a ladies' hour of all skincare.
Yeah, we
I
have
love
to do this again.
Good
Thank you
morning.
so much for hosting this today. You're a star, and you know, you all are so beautiful. Your skin is amazing. I mean, wow. I give you all a big hug and a kiss, and I hope to see you guys soon.
Oh,
Thank you, ladies.
Stay all safe, yeah? Bye, everybody.